If you are somebody who absolutely adores the golden era of PS2 action platformers, especially Jak and Daxter in Ratchet and Clank, then this may be the perfect game for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Akimbot, a brand new 3D platforming action adventure that I had the pleasure of getting an early review copy for. Now, before I dive in, I want to make a note and give a full disclosure that this video is sponsored by Evil Raptor, the company that is behind this game. So, because of this video is going to be a preview of the game and not a full review. However, because the nice folks over at Evil Raptor gave me an early review code, I'll be following up this video with another more in-depth review of this game that will not be sponsored. I am not contractually obligated to make a review. I am deciding to do an additional review after this preview. I just want to give you all full clarity as to what this specific video is. Akimbot is a 3D platforming action adventure game that is inspired by what some consider to be the greatest generation in gaming, and to be more specific, titles released on the PlayStation 2. While there are numerous titles that Akimbot draws from in terms of inspiration, Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter series are the two that definitely resonate the most. If I were to really pin it down to much more specifics, imagine the mission and story flow of Ratchet and Clank with the gameplay of Jak and Daxter, maybe even more specifically Jak 2 and Jak 3, and Ratchet Deadlocked. Evil Raptor, however, has experience with this style of inspirational titles, as their previous title, Pumpkin Jack, was heavily inspired by Medieval. So if you're interested in titles that resonate that PlayStation nostalgia or just those classic games in general, Evil Raptor is going to be a developer that you're really going to want to pay attention to. But anyway, let's get back to Akimbot. You play as Exy, an angry, humorless bot that earns his living by being a bounty hunter. He basically doesn't ask if it's right or wrong, he just asks who needs to be shot. Kind of like Dark Jack meets the Terminator. I'm gonna kill Palaxis. Also, his name Exy is spelled like this. Get it? .exe, like executing a program, and he's a bounty hunter. Is the joke landing yet? Now, even though Exy's humor is drier than your computer's fans, seriously, please go clean those once in a while. He is joined by a smaller bot who is a complete polar opposite of him. Chipset. While he might make jokes to alleviate the mood once in a while, or run at the first sight of a fight, it's all to feed one thing that's always on his hard-driven mind.
I know we don't, know each other very well, and I know you probably never want to see me ever again, but money! A bottomless supply of bot coins!
He will lie, cheat, and steal every bot coin that he can from anyone. After Chipset helps out Exy, who currently has a bounty on his head and being taken in by a mobster, and actually helps him escape, he convinces him that he knows someone that can get them both off of this planet. And so, much to the bitterment and dismay of Exy, their adventure begins. And as most unlikely duo adventures go, things are not as they seem, as they go out of the pan into the fire. Very quickly, Chipset and Exy are thrown into an adventure that they were not bargaining for and initially did not want, but somehow they are the only people in the universe to do it. Akimbot's gameplay has a mixture of platforming and gun-toting action. Throughout the game, Exy will get a number of different weapons, from your standard assault rifle, which is average for all occasions, to a sniper, Gatling gun, and even rocket launchers. As you enter each fight, you will have to determine which weapon will help you out the most and when to switch. All four of these weapons do not use ammo, however they do overheat and require Exy to either wait for them to cool down or to switch weapons. Very early on, you will encounter 100% scam-free robots who are totally making legal transactions and are totally valid business entrepreneurs who will provide Exy 4 specialty weapons. These weapons are explosive and are upgradable throughout the game, but do have limited energy. The only way to replenish the energy of these weapons is to destroy enemies. So basically, the more chaos, the more energy you get for these weapons. In order to upgrade these weapons, you have to be on the lookout for crates that are littered everywhere. In them are bot coins that allow you to purchase these guns and their upgrades. Additionally, while you're keeping an eye out for bot coins, you should also keep an eye out for lost data. These side collectibles are data entries that tell the story of the world that you are in from many different robot perspectives from the past. Some are humorous, dark, and some are, well, I'll just let you find out. Additionally, Xe isn't only just an expert bounty hunter, but also a computer hacker. Many areas in the game will require you to play quick little minigames to unlock doors and more. These minigames are also references to simple games that we all know, from Ball in a Cup, Snake, and simple point and clicks. Sometimes you have to input a password that requires you to look at your environment to figure out the code. However, for situations where computer hacking doesn't really work, Xe also has a hack and slash blade that allows him to enter melee in combat very easily. Xe also has access to a double jump and an aerial dash that helps him reposition in fights. Combining this all together creates an incredibly smooth combat that, when done right, makes you feel like you're a total bot killing machine. On top of all of that, Xe gets access to a grapple gun that allows him to traverse dangerous areas and can wall run along certain environments. Speaking of environments, there are many different places that you will be visiting, from sunny beaches, highly volatile planets, sandy wastelands, and a mushroom unicorn cat kingdom. I am not joking, and it is ironically one of the best levels in the entire game. But platforming and gunslinging isn't the only thing that this game brings. One of the many things that the PS2 era brought to the table, especially for that era, was alternative missions that changes up the gameplay quite a bit, like taking control of anti-air missile launchers to shoot down ships from the sky, driving a dune buggy with enemies on your tail, and operating a dinosaur with laser eyes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this game has robot dinosaurs. Let me repeat that. Robot dinosaurs. The early 2000s called, and they think it's awesome. There are also some areas that have missions that are heavily inspired moments from many different games from different eras, like Crash Bandicoot, Street Fighter, and Flappy Bird. Yeah, I said it. Flappy Bird. You remember that traumatic game app? I do. But the best part is, these side gameplay moments don't feel like it's too much. It's just enough to sprinkle some extra pizzazz to the game without taking it too much away from the core gameplay. Also, and this has to be said, the music for this game is absolutely awesome. I legit want this game's soundtrack. I have a hard time leaving the main menu sometimes because the music is such a bop. Now, as I finished my very first playthrough of the game, I will admit I did not know how much the game had cost. That was something that I probably should have looked at, but as I double-checked the purchase page as I wrote up this script, I was blown away that it was only $20 US. That's it, 20 bucks. And if you buy it today, at least on Steam, you get 10% off. That is already a bargain. And if you are interested in seeing this game in full action, I'll link a live stream of me playing through the game at the end of the video so you can check out some of the awesome bot slaying action. Akimbot is available right now for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on Steam. If you're interested in checking it out, I placed a link in the description below so you can go look at it. Again, thank you to Evil Raptor for sponsoring today's video, and make sure to subscribe as we'll be releasing my full review later on. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye-bye!